What's going on, y'all? Just got up for educational purposes only. I just wanted to document a couple of things for the day since today I'm moving out. And I made that video under homelessness. And I think I just laid it out in that video. But last night, went to bed before 10. Stuff happened in this house. In the sense of like moving in the house, slamming doors, etc. And then pressing that button on the computer that deity has. And my body was just shaking continuously for hours. That isn't anything new, but I'm just adding it in here for what happened last night. And then eventually, after the button was done being pressed and like I'm now locked into the left side and me breathing through that, I then eventually went to bed. Like I went to bed, see, to invite you in on how drastic of a shift it is for my body, I went to bed with my fan on the floor because it rained last night. After, the whole day of there being cloud coverage and this buildup of air pressure, and me doing this to relieve air pressure, it literally relieved air pressure in the air and the clouds started parting. This is over hours though. When I was writing that poem that I posted about last night with my brother, I just started crying. And then, eventually there was this buildup and it rained for a little bit. But then I just felt cool. I felt really cool. And in this room, this is the only room in the entire house where the air does not circulate, it does not ventilate. Every other space, the air does. So that just adds to the layer of creating uncomfortable circumstances for this person, me, to be in more of a survival mode and a survival state. This is the fan that I have in this room. And I put that on, I had it on the bed, and then I put it on the floor when I was ready to go to bed. And then that stuff happened with the door slamming and the button being pressed, and it affected my heart and my heartbeat and my heart rate and just my overall head and body so much that I put the fan back on the bed after the rain when it was cool, because it just affects my whole internal structure so drastically that I just put the fan near my face. So I just wanted to add that. And over the whole summer, because or since that thing got built, dictating when I go to bed and when I don't, and restlessness adds, as we've seen before, as people have talked about, to people having breakdowns. If you're not going to bed till 5 a.m. when that's not being controlled by you, yeah, it's gonna affect your like good night rest and all the things that should be happening while you are in a resting state and having peace to prepare for the next day. So today I'm moving out. I did not book a hotel. I'm gonna try and find one that's open, and if that's doesn't happen, or if the reservation is only for tomorrow, then I'm gonna be sleeping in my car tonight, as long as I have my vehicle. Now I'll just post under this video in the comments hotel if I'm in a hotel, or car if I'm in my car, or I just won't post anything if I'm in my car because I may not have access to Wi-Fi. I was thinking, and just based off of how everything has been going, this is what I project is going to happen and what is going to be said to get me into that hospital, because it's happening one way, come hell or high water. Every other event that I've ever had with those experiences has come true. This one's going to come true along with the breakdown, however it happens. And then I know I'll have the ability to share everything with all the goddesses and gods later on in this energy cycle, whether that's October, November, December, or September. At some point, I have faith. Truth is coming out, truth will be told. But I'm documenting before. So with the police, that policeman came early part of June, and I stopped like dancing on the street and clearing the air in the way that I did that day. Also, just, coming across the humming and singing and how much more impactful that is in regards to moving the clouds. So there's less, I guess, of a reason for like them to set up the neighbors calling the cops on me for just literally looking at the sky or just singing in my head walking normally. Where am I going with this? They like to work with this number, right? And the other two that are multiples of this. One, the cop got called once, which is why after that hotel visit and they brought up calling the cops, right? I suspect if I'm in a hotel, it's gonna happen again, whether it's tonight, the next night, or the night after. And then I will be, in my car homeless, and then something will happen for this magical time, because 1, 2, y'all already know, they like to work with this number, and for that time to be the final time, and I'm brought to the police station, they get my information, and then they call my parents, and they're like, oh my god, we had no idea, what's he doing there, da 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 da. And then my parents are gonna work their, beautiful white parent magic and convince the police to not have me rot in jail. But since this game of this Matrix is a game of consent, I guarantee you, after this breakdown, however it happens, if it's at my parents' house, if it's at a hotel, if it is on the street, at a park, or a homeless shelter, somewhere else, and I'm then brought away by the cops because I'm a danger to society, I guarantee you, yeah, my parents are going to be called. They're just going to work their white parent magic, and the cops or them are going to inform me that I have the choice of either being locked away in jail or going to a mental hospital and getting help. Now, what are some things that are going to add to this? With my best friend whose channel has been compromised, I blocked her. Layla, I wrote the poem about my soulmate, Layla. I know that's not her. Her father is named Felix Massey, and he is a blackamoor. They dropped her ass off at the hospital in 2022. That's why I wrote in the poem that I'm not far behind, I will find you. And I know she's there now, because of her visiting me in the astrals. So, the last time that my father visited me, he mentioned how Layla has called me a bunch of times and she's worried about me and she got in touch with Michelle. She would not do that because of how uncomfortable Michelle has made her, along with my father, based off of me sharing information with her about them. And I wouldn't do the same with her father. There are things, friends, in my relationship with people that I care about, we just don't do. And that's one of them, because it's crossing a boundary. Even when she was, prior to her going to the hospital, when she said she didn't want to be friends with me because she was being put under spells by her blackamoor parents, I did not call her parents. And when stuff happened with me prior to like this whole incident, she didn't call my parents, because that's a boundary we just don't cross. And with the stuff that I have shared with her about Michelle specifically, because she's the one that I've had these interactions with, because my father is usually away out of the country working, she has continuously stated that she does not like that. I don't like that white point of view. That's just making me feel uncomfortable, with how Michelle would navigate some conversations that we would have about, at the time, using the word blackness, and me being an adopted child back after the events of 2020 happened, and every single time we would touch on these things, and she'd be like, yeah, she doesn't see you. Bottom line. So she would not get in contact with her. where am I going with this? Kevin, Jacob Rothschild, said, you know, Layla has been calling Michelle multiple times again and worried about me and my safety and my mental health. Layla, and I told my father that's not possible because my friend Layla would never do that, who has dark matter energy, who has carbon, who is a goddess. There's only one Layla, and that's her. So going back to the times when I've heard Ghislaine use my brother's voice and her voice, I know it's that witch that's been here since 1492. So again, I've blocked her number, and I just don't reply to the text messages. I don't reply to the calls because I know it's not her, and it's painful to me that these people are masquerading as people that I care about. Damned if I answer the call and it's not them. And I've had conversations a couple times with the channel that is Layla, and it's just, it hurts. And then so my father has said, oh, why are you pushing people away? I'm adding this because I blocked his number. When I know that you don't give a damn about me, I still text him, but I blocked his number. He's bringing up each time that he comes up for the past 2 times. I called you and I texted you and you didn't say anything. I blocked Michelle's number and I'm not adding it again. And then my brother, I have access to, and I text him back, but that's going to be weaponized, I guarantee you, against me later down the road, about how you have all these people that love you and care about you, and you're the one that's pushing them away. You're the one that's the problem. You're the one that has all of this help, and you don't want to take it. We have given you permission to, bottom line, be independent, which is not true, and figure it out on your own, but you can't do that. So it's either jail or the mental hospital. So I was just thinking about that, and I just wanted to make this video prior to anything happening. Again, I'm not gonna film, I think, any more videos. I'll just comment, you know, hotel. If the cops come and I get kicked out, I'm just gonna say cops kicked out in the comment. And then, you know, if I don't have access to Wi-Fi or internet for whatever the reason, then it's safe to assume that something happened. I plan on making a video, you know, again, later, let's say by August 1st. But if that doesn't happen, if they all just stop, you know how frequently I post, if they all just stop, you know what happened. So I'm now gonna end this video, and I want to send peace, courage, protection, and divine love to all Atlantean beings who are on their journey of remembering their divinity, and who are on their journey of remembering who they are. And divine cosmic love is what I want to send to all of you as well. Forgot that one. Yeah. Peace.